wild card weekend, and we've got a great one in store. As it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Green Bay Packers. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level will be off the charts.
What twists and turns will January have in store for us? The NFL playoffs are officially underway. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the former Tar Heel, their rookie quarterback from UNC.
And this being the wild card round, he is the true wild card in this game because a rookie quarterback getting to start in the NFL postseason, that's not normal. That's a...
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. Now 2nd and 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. And
he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
Let's face it, it doesn't matter if you're a rookie free agent or a 15-year vet. Guiding a team to victory on the road in the playoffs, that's no small feat. And it's going to be really important for him to play mistake-free football. But equally important, create some big plays as well to give his team confidence that they can win.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. So from the 37, here's 2nd and a couple. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way. 3rd and 4. They'll set up a throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. They'll set up to throw. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And they come in as the 3 seed in this, very likely the last home game of the season for them, even if they win this ball game. But while they would have loved that top spot and the bye that goes with it, they're still in a pretty good position.
Well, they certainly are, and let's face it, every team knows if they want to get to the Super Bowl, they're going to have to earn it. And even if you get the number 1 seed, you know you have to win 2 games against teams. They're going to be riding high after big playoff wins coming at you.
But, Charles, what a rookie season he had catching the football, over 1,000 yards on the year, and he comes through there with a nice grab. And we've seen wide receivers in recent years come in and have big years right away. And you think about Justin Jefferson in 2020, 1,400 yards and huge impact on his team and on the league. This guy, he's following his footsteps as an impact guy here in year 1. They work now on 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. But now he appears to be in some pain. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So after the conversion on 4th, here's 1st and 10 just outside of the red zone. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit. We decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not. And he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Packers will strike first here in this wild card matchup. And Charles, he's able to dive in there in a short yardage situation. Just find a place to get to the end zone. Didn't matter where it was, but once he did, used his nose for the end zone and dove in. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And the Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. The last series form a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And this will be a Vikings first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. Good running right there. And this is a man who's a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one. Right back to him on 1st down. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
Well, when you're a road team in the playoffs, when you're a wild card, what's the one thing you need to be able to do to stay in football games? Run the football. And that's an excellent job.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Boy, a tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first down. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll take this all the way down.
In these playoffs, and the defenses that can avoid giving them up, but they're the teams that tend to go far. You may not eliminate those big plays, but if you can limit them, then you got a chance to get to the ultimate game.
Back to throw now on first down.
One of the favorite routes of any play caller. He just ran now a nice little angle route. That's supposed to be a catch, and usually it is in running back drop.
Yeah, I mean, he's a running back, but he's got hands. He should have caught it. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Vikings are an extra point away from drawing level. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. Is this a touchdown? That's the question. CD, what are they looking for here?
You just need any part of the football to break the plane. You don't need the whole football. It doesn't need to go over the entire white line. It's just that front part of the white line. And if you draw an imaginary plane going straight up, that's what they need to cross.
So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter. As they come up now, 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. But that was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a 4th down. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle, and his kick is good. So a conservative decision there, but it does put him on the board.
And I know the players hate it and the coaches hate it, but sometimes you just got to take the points when they're there. Sometimes a field goal is pretty darn good.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Dancing to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second.
I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
They'll look to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up fourth.
Seems to me that our friend Old Momentum, I think he's definitely changed teams in this game.
It's only going to grow after that sack, and now, heck, they can get the ball back here and possibly even get the lead. On now is the Packers punter, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Vikings will take over here first and 10. The Vikings offense now heading.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
Encroachment, defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that,
Still
Brandon.
second down.
That's just a free gift to the offense.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3. They'll look to throw here. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. The Vikings on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they throw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range. A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 50 yards. And the Vikings have taken the lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 10-7. That time a 6-play drive, and it's polished off by a Viking score.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, They had to punt it away, this time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now back to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. On now is the Packers punter, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And out now come the Vikings. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They're going to look to throw.
That one out wide and intercepted.
And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. And we'll see if that pick 6 looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. You often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome? But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team's side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
He'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there, 4th and 3.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
So from the 26-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8.
They'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Stamper. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards, 1st down Packers. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Very nicely done there on the reception, and what an impact this rookie made on this offense, Charles, in the regular season.
Yeah, he's a big part of why they are where they are. He stepped into an important role, embraced it, and in a lot of ways expanded it, and immediately made a connection with his quarterback.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
And especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's taken in by Stewart. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Again, he'll drop to throw. He completes it to Stewart. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Now throw right side here going to be incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt.
The Packer offense heading back for one final first half drive. And they'll begin inside their own 10, so field position certainly not in their favor here.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up 2nd.
At the 13-yard line.
So we come upon halftime here in this NFC Wild Card matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
But first, time to look ahead to Sunday's action here in the NFC. A 4-5 battle that ought to be a tight one, as it'll be the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Here now, 2nd and 4. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 67 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Weaver. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. On first down, he'll drop to throw. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Offense is moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they're in a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Coverage was awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Oh, it's a wobbler here. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Steps away. That he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
Well, he was looking at a dime formation. 6 defensive backs on the field. So he's looking for anyone to throw the football to. But he didn't have anyone open, so he took off and ran for it. But he came up just short, and that brings up 4th down.
On now is the Packers punter, as he's on for the 5th time here today. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Vikings head out to take over once again. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
This 2nd and 4. They'll send a receiver in motion left. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error.
Still third
Stay
down.
alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
I liked his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. 75 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. 2nd and 4. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd and 5. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll set up to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only did they drop it look like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Wide open receiver complete. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
In motion, the tight end. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Full start. Offense.
A bad time for a false start penalty as they're backed up now for 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Yeah, to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while, but when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. First and
nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Yeah, they'll have great field position here.
Will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
And the Vikings now heading onto the field.
They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
93 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
They'll set up a throw. That's caught at the 1. Touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Vikings have moved out in front here in the final minute of the third quarter.
This is similar to baseball where you walk the leadoff hitter and you don't expect him to come around and score. Almost impossible. Anytime a defense has to defend a short field, you usually end up seeing the result we saw, giving up points.
They'll look to throw. And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. And around the goal line, especially on two-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Back now at Lambeau. It's the Packers who have the football but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. Back to throw now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's second down. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line.
The Packers on third down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
On the move to his left.
And the pressure gets to him again.
Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
On now is the Packers punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback.
The Vikings offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this a very important drive leading in the fourth quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here first down. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
2nd and 11. He finds his man complete. That's Weaver. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
They'll look to throw here on first down. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively. That's 2nd down. He'll look to throw. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. Looking to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. The Packers offense set to go. And what a pressure spot for both sides, really. But they're at home now. They have the football here in the playoffs, sort of controlling their own destiny.
It's a spot they've all dreamed of. This is where you want to be. Home, have the ball, a chance to win the game, control your own destiny, as you noted. But here's the thing. Don't let the crowd get too involved if you're this team now. You've got to make sure you let them carry you, but not cause you to do things out of what you're supposed to do, right? Take you away from focusing and concentrating on the game.
Because sometimes you get so amped from the crowd that can carry you in the spot you don't want to be. Is that what you're saying?
From experience, sometimes that crowd gets so involved in it and you get involved with them that you end up making plays or trying to do things that maybe you shouldn't have done.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The corner blitz pays off there as they sack him for a loss of 5.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
So possession goes over here on the punt. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll try and start this drive in the air. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw again.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football into places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. Now back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 26. It's a 10-yard pickup, and that's enough to move the chains. They'll look to throw again. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 18-yard line. And even 100 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the wild card round. This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he will have a Vikings first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. And it's caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Vikings have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead now up to 14. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
Keeps himself upright. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, their playoff run may end right here. And the football going back to the Vikings offense. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all three timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook. They can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. 3rd and 8. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. So the Packers down by 2 touchdowns, a little under a minute to go. This crowd has stayed with them throughout, but they need 2 late scores to advance in these playoffs as they've got a first down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. They'll come up now on 2nd down. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
In trouble, and he's taken down. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Well, it's pretty difficult to sum it up offense in a 2-minute drill. When your guys have struggled to put points on the board all afternoon, there's an incompletion right there.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. 58 yards. And the Packers have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. They're going to try and run. And he will get into the end zone to cut the deficit down to 4. And losing in this wild card round, you know, they've got something to build on, though, for next year. But I don't know if they want to hear that right now.
Maybe not at the moment, but once they get away from it a little bit and they get into their off-season program, they'll start to talk about that. And I like how you framed it, building blocks, you know, building this program up. And one of my favorite coaches always talks about brick by brick, you build a program. And this is one of those bricks to build them towards the next season where they think they have a chance to advance farther in the playoffs.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone, from Lambeau.